Now immediately I'm like, no. Hi, can they count on you to be the influence? I don't know how I feel about that title. Recruiter LinkedIn in-mails, aka recruiter messages. They're notoriously bad, and I thought it would be fun today to go through some of the ones that I have gotten personally with you to share with you exactly what goes through my head as a potential candidate who gets these kinds of messages. Now the kick is I wanted to do this because I actually used to be on the other side. So I will look at it through an ex-recruiter lens today, so I will react to it as well as kind of critique a little bit. Let me know in the comments below how you would react to these in-mails that I got. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so the first message, and I'm just gonna tell you right away that when writing a message, the title as well as the body of the message is just as important. So for this one, the title is L&D/junior HRBP position within French global cosmetics brand. So right off the bat, I like this title because it tells you what kind of position this person is looking for, and it's a global cosmetics brand in French, so it's probably something that I know. So this person wrote, "Good day, Sakura-san. Hope you're doing well in this chilly weather. My name is blank and I'm an HR blah, 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 blah." Okay, so I'm just gonna skip that part because I don't really care. So the HR market is very active at the moment, so I would like to talk to you about potential job opportunities. I'm working with various companies. So I know that this person is an agency recruiter, meaning that they work with multiple companies, not just one, not in-house. And for example, L&D junior VP position, blah, 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 blah. So I just kind of skimmed through this, and I'll tell you the reason why. A lot of this information is very generic. He introduced himself, he's shown me where he's from, that's fine. The bit about the HR market being very active, to me it's a little bit like a buzzword kind of thing. Like I feel like it didn't really add any value to the message. And he wrote, for example, L&D junior HRBP position. I know he already wrote that in the title, so it's not new information to me. However, he did add things like HR manager, HR generalist, TA manager, etc. So what I do like about this message is that he does work on a various roles. So if I was someone who is active in the market, this seems like someone that I would like to connect with. And this is like a very generic message. So this is not bad. I think I would have written something similar. But I think it could be even shorter. So, all right, let's talk about it. The title is Hiring Cloud Escalation Manager for Oracle in Tokyo, Japan. So immediately I'm a little sussed out because this role is for a cloud escalation manager for Oracle, which is one of the big cloud companies, offers cloud products. So anyway, it's in that industry, but cloud escalation manager sounds very deep into either the technology role or like within the cloud role, right? Like a technical role even maybe, or maybe in customer support, I'm not sure. But immediately I'm turned off by this because I feel like this person is definitely not looking at my LinkedIn profile thoroughly enough. Like this definitely doesn't sound like a fit for what I do, which is in HR as well as L&D currently. So, okay, hi. If you're a recruiter, let's at least put the candidate's name on the top. Like, I know that we have to send dozens and hundreds of these out, and it is a volume game, but did you know on LinkedIn, if you have premium, which I'm sure you do because you're a recruiter, you can bulk send messages. You can make the settings so that it automatically takes the person's profile's first name in the message in bulk. So it really doesn't take that much effort to at least put in the candidate's name. Like, let's pretend that we actually care. So immediately I'm like already sussed out by the title because it's not going to be a match for me, and also like no name. I'm sorry, there's just no personalization whatsoever. So hi, we're currently hiring for this role. Again, not new information. I think your profile is a good fit. I would like to request your updated CV. So just no. Everything about this is no. I think your profile is a good fit. Why? Why would you think that? Looking at my profile, like no offense, but it definitely doesn't seem like you actually looked at my profile. And then the second part is, I would like to request, no, why would I give you my CV? Like there's no reason for me to send you my CV right now. So immediately, this is an example of a very bad message. No hate to this person. I just think they were a little bit lazy with like targeting actual candidates that would be a good fit for the role. And even if I was interested, I don't think I would be a fit for this role anyway. So it would be a waste of both of our times. So yeah, sorry to this person. I don't mean to hate on you, it's just a really bad message. Moving on. So the title of this one is Stable. Parentheses, stable. I don't really know what that means. Maybe in this pandemic, this would be a good buzzword to use to make the candidate maybe feel secure. I'm not sure. It doesn't really mean anything to me. Talent development and L&D position at X company. Hi Sakura, this is an opportunity to work in a global environment, use English, take advantage of great benefits, and shape the development of X's talented employees. That's a pretty good sentence. I mean, I think because I already work for a global company, none of these things are things that really stick out. This is, for me at least, like a minimum now, if I can even say that, if I work at a company. So I guess it's good that this person told me that, but it's not really like truly enticing to me. Your job will be in charge of delivering structure for human resource development trainings. So this is also a good sentence because I hate when people say, here's the job and here's the description, and the description is super duper long. This is like a one sentence explanation of what I'll be doing. So I think that's like a pretty good way of like sharing about the role without being too much. So kudos for that. If you would like to discuss this opportunity, just let me know when you're available for a quick call. Yeah, that's great. And he does, and I do like that this is at the end, he closes with the position, the salary, the interview steps, current team, and work style. So this is all the information I need to kind of get a gathering of like how you would work. I do like that it shows you how many interview steps you will have, because as a candidate, like I don't want to be wasting my time. So it would be great to know what's coming up ahead, right? So the fact that it's only 3 too, I think that's like fantastic. Current team, about 20 people. Now this is a piece of information that I think not everybody looks for, but to me it is important because then I can imagine like how big actually is the team, what potential resourcing will I have if I join this team. Because if it was, for example, 2 other people, I feel like I'm probably going to be wearing a lot of hats and it's going to be a ton of work. But if I'm one of 20, that means that maybe in a good way, I'll have a lot more support on the team, as well as I'll be more settled into the role because I'm one out of 20 people, right? So again, good piece of information to know. It works out. 4 days in office, 1 day remote. Good piece of information to have, especially these days. So this is actually a pretty decent message. I would also probably write something like this. I do like the part where they give the rundown of the position's work style at the end. Besides like the hypothesis, or not hypothesis, the parentheses stable part in the title, that was a little bit questionable. This is a very good message, so good job to you. Okay, so now I'm gonna share with you one of my favorite messages that I've gotten. And this is a little bit long, but it was okay for me to read. So let's talk about this message. It says, "Hi Sakura-san, good afternoon, hope your week is going well. My name is blank, part of blank's recruiting team." Great intro, don't need anything more than that. "We're currently recruiting for someone to be a part of the training and development of our new juniors that are new graduates." So again, a one sentence explanation of what this role is. The link to the JD, that's great. Again, if I am interested, I could look further into it. "I ran across your profile and was wondering if you would be interested in a casual chat first so we can learn about each other and for me to share more about blank and this role." So I used to use this kind of sentence in my messaging as well, because obviously when you reach out to someone, you don't know if they're going to be interested. You don't know if the role that you're sending them is right for them. So the fact that you open up the conversation to saying, even if you're just like a little bit interested in our company, let's have a casual chat where we can get to know each other, where we can understand your background, and therefore that person, the recruiter, will be able to share with you at the end of that conversation, oh, this position would be the best match for you. And this is my favorite part of the message, and I'm going to reiterate it many times. "The reason why I contacted you is, your experience in the field of L&D recruitment, experience of being..." So you could just like, I guess, read all this. So this person went to my profile, checked it out, cross-referenced with the role that they're hiring for, and they told me why they're interested in me. If you go back to a few messages earlier where the person like didn't even write my name and probably tried to recruit me for a role that isn't a fit for their company or me, this is fantastic because you know that this person cared enough to actually say that you're a match for the profile that they're looking for. I will say, the reasons are pretty generic, but at the same time, for what they're looking for, it seems like a good fit, so it makes sense to me. Again, and this is a reiteration, again, no need to commit at this moment, but it would be great if we can have initial chat. I noticed you just got promoted at Y company, but I really wanted to reach out to you. It's a really nice snippet to add because he's reiterating the fact that this can be a casual chat. I don't have to apply right away if I'm interested. If I'm 50-50 on this role, I can talk to him and he can probably ease the doubts that I have and he can really sell me the role as a recruiter. And then he also said, I noticed that you just got promoted at Y company that I work at. So I know, again, that he looked at my profile and saw the most recent things that's been happening on my profile. The last thing I want to add is, he said, if you have any questions, let me know. Kind regards, PS. 일본어 다이어모 가노데스. So he wrote in Japanese. I'm also able to help you in Japanese. And he wrote after that, like whatever language is preferential for you, we can switch to that. So again, that's just such a nice, thoughtful little thing to add because he doesn't know, well, he knows that I'm bilingual, English and Japanese, based on my profile. However, he doesn't know which is my native language. The fact that he offered that too shows that he is very considerate. So out of all the messages that you've seen, I know that we've seen some basic ones that I said are good. Now you understand why this kind of message would make a difference. Let's go to the next message. The title is called Learning Manager - company name. So I immediately am looking, what sticks out to me is the second one, second paragraph where it says, I'm partnering with blank head of HR for blank Japan who are looking to hire a standalone learning manager. So this is a small sentence that's packed with information. This person is sharing with me the hiring manager that they're working with. So it's really great for me to know that, knowing that I'll probably interview with this person at one point. I might even be reporting to this person, and we are looking to hire a standalone learning manager. So immediately this would be kind of enticing for me depending on the situation, because if you're a standalone person, like a manager in a company, you have a lot of autonomy. And I think that this kind of indicates that it's a higher level position. So this is information that would be interesting and enticing for me personally. And the next sentence is about this is an Australian luxury skincare brand who have become incredibly popular in Japan. I personally love this brand as well. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool that I would potentially work for this company if I'd be interested. So over the last couple of years, while most retail companies in Japan have frozen, blah, blah, blah. So another paragraph about the actual company, which I think is good to have because during the pandemic, obviously a lot of companies lost revenue and their business, went down, but it seems like this company actually thrived through the pandemic. So it's good to know that at least what this recruiter says is that they're in good standing. And then he goes on to kind of provide some of the other details of the role and the work style, right? Fully remote, relaxed Australian atmosphere, great HR infrastructure, again, the number of staff, so you know how big it is, pension on top of salary. And then another thing that he adds is as the first learning manager for ex-Japan. So we know that this role doesn't exist yet, and I would be the person to come in and actually build that from the ground up. So that is something that's super duper interesting to me. If I'm looking for a career move and a career up, this is something that I would definitely be interested in. So this is again another good example of like a very, I would say, generic or basic message, but the information that this person provided is actually interesting to me, and it helps that this is a brand that I actually really love. And I actually answered this person saying like, hey, thank you for reaching out. I'm personally not interested right now and active in the market, but I would be interested to keep in touch, for future opportunities. When I answer messages, it really kind of just depends on my mood, to be honest. Sometimes I just ignore, or like most times I ignore messages because I'm not actively looking for a new job right now. But if it's a company that I really like personally and it seems like a good opportunity, I do send a message back saying, hey, I'm currently not interested in this moving right now, but I would like to stay connected so that I can build out my network. And maybe, who knows in the future what will happen, right? Hopefully I don't, but get laid off, like this would be a good person to reach out to. Spreading your network with these LinkedIn emails by answering them is a great way to keep yourself in the candidate pool of the, brands and companies that you want to work with. All right, this one. Hi, this is blank from Y company. I don't know how I feel about the title. I don't think I would click on this at all just because, okay, this is a person's name and company, which I could check just by going on the profile. I'm gonna give this person the benefit of the doubt because maybe this person thought my name is flipped backwards because in Japan you write the last name first. But the LinkedIn profiles are first name, last name, so being called my last name is a bit strange. Maybe attention or lack of attention to detail, but I'll just give you the benefit of the doubt. That's okay, I'm not offended. I'm just like, did you really look at the profile? Okay, next. Now immediately I'm like, no. The reason why is because visually when you look at this message, isn't it super overwhelming? Like it's just a block of text and I have no will to read any of this just because it is actually so hard to read. It's just a lot of work again for the candidate to read and look at. So last but not least, I saved one of the best messages for last. And this is actually a pretty interesting one, so I'm glad that you're still with me here. So the title is Make an Impact. Ooh. So this might entice me as a candidate. I'm like, make an impact, like what does that mean? Of course it doesn't give me the information about the title or the company that they're working for, but you get a little bit curious, so I'll say that I do like the title. Let's keep reading. Looking at your profile, I see you have an impressive set of experiences working for prestigious companies and have made a remarkable progression throughout your career thus far, and I am thoroughly impressed. It's a form of flattery that is pretty general, so although it feels good to get that kind of message, thank you, sir, for this kind message, but it doesn't, like I'm 50-50 on it. Like I'm like, thank you, but okay, yeah, whatever. The second paragraph though says, I can also see you have a proficiency in English as well, which is remarkable because like you, I too understand the difficulties of studying a non-native language, and for you to become that proficient shows your dedication and commitment for self-improvement. Again, I'm a little bit 50-50, but I think after the first sentence, you get a little bit warmed up. Like he's definitely buttering you up and he's definitely giving you all these compliments about how you're so amazing. So like, I guess maybe that will work better on people. It does work a little bit on me. I do appreciate though that he kind of puts in that I too understand the difficulties of studying a non-native language. Like it's something personal about himself that I wouldn't have normally asked about or cared about, but it's like a little bit of a personal touch which I really enjoyed. So let's keep going. So after these paragraphs, he says, therefore, and again, sorry, this is really detail oriented, but I do like that he said, okay, I see that your profile is very impressive. I can see that you're also proficient in English, and therefore, so he's giving me the reasons why he reached out. Again, which is great because it's personalized. He says, therefore, I would like to introduce an exclusive opportunity for a talent management and organizational development role with a globally leading healthcare company who are looking to expand their team. So now he finally shares a little bit more about what kind of company or what kind of role he is hiring for. And it does seem to be on target with the profile that I have. And he says they aren't necessarily looking for someone with industry experience, which is great because he has probably looked at my profile and knows that I've been in tech for my entire career. And he says that he's working for a healthcare company. So he kind of addresses the fact that this would be a new industry for me. And I really like that he put that they aren't necessarily looking for someone with that experience, because that would definitely be a doubt that I have if I was interested in this opportunity. So someone with industry experience, but just someone who can take the charge and lead from the get-go. This kind of language too appeals to, I think, tech career kind of people, because we hear that kind of buzzword a lot of like just going for it, self-advocating and being a strong leader, blah, blah, blah. So this would, I think, appeal to many people. And then this is the sentence that I wanted to point out, okay? This lastly says, so can they count on you to be the influence for them? How do you feel about that sentence? At first when I read this message, I was, again, a little bit 50-50 because it is slightly generic, but I really think this recruiter did a great job of utilizing specific language to really entice the reader. Again, going back to the first thing that we see, which is the title, which is Make an Impact. You are a fit for this role, even if you have not had this industry experience. They're looking for someone like you. So can they count on you to be the influence? It really gives you a sense of like, I don't think power is the right word, but empowerment maybe. Like maybe it's a small startup, like maybe this role will be really vital for the company, maybe the HR manager is very excited for this person to onboard. Maybe it's just a gimmick and he's just adding that sentence just for fun. Whatever it is, it works because it's cryptic enough to like not be super specific, but interesting enough to be like, oh, this company would need me. This company, like, maybe they can count on me. Like, maybe I can be that person. This is a brilliant message because one, it sticks out from the rest. Two, it gives me enough information to know what they're kind of looking for, but at the same time, leaves enough room for interpretation and vagueness that can keep me interested. And it's short enough that I didn't have to labor through all of it. So compared to all of the messages that we've looked at, this is the most interesting one, and I can tell this person is a really good recruiter. So this one and the one that I mentioned before that was really personalized are the two messages that really stuck out to me as great examples of LinkedIn messages. The other ones, to be honest, I wouldn't be able to remember now that we've gone through all these messages. None of them really stuck out to me like these two. So I hope this was an interesting video for you. I know it was just a lot of me talking, but I would love if you left in the comments below what you thought of these messages, as well as like maybe you can share some of the messages that you get that were really good or maybe even really bad. Again, this video is not to bring hate to anyone who writes these messages. I know how hard it is. You know, I feel for you. But at the end of the day, if you want to search for a superstar candidate, you're gonna have to write a good opening sentence to get them hooked. So see these examples and let me know what you think. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel, comment, like, share this video, whatever you want, and follow me on my journey with my tech career here, as well as my lifestyle here in Tokyo. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye!